Hi, welcome to In the Workshop. I'm David. So at the end of the last video, I was installing some breaker switches in the consumer unit. But I found out that the main switch in the consumer unit was faulty. So I've changed the whole unit now. So we got that sorted. So I think in this video, we'll do a bit of woodworking. So join me in a second. Let's do a quick easy one for a start. Quick easy job. My wife accidentally dropped my daughter's chopping board and it broke off like that. So I don't know where she got it from, but yeah, they're just butt jointed up. But I think what we'll do is we'll plane it off and we'll put some biscuits in there. I think that'll be the safest option. That should make it nice and strong. So let's get that done and then we can move on to the next job. Right, so we'll use the surface planer to get a nice edge on there. I don't need to wheel it out. I have got wheels on here, so if this was a little bit longer, I'd need to wheel this out. As you can see, it only goes to there. So I've got enough room to do it where it is. All I've got to do, it's been a while since I've used this, so I'll just check that this is square. Nope. Obviously, if I hadn't got this, I'd just stick a hand plane over the top of it and just keep checking the edge with the square to make sure I had it nice. Just see what that's like. Right, if I put them together, you can see there's a bit of rocking still there, so that's not good. Need to get that out so that I can get it tight up. So we've got it closing up pretty good all the way along, so that'll be good. So now we'll put some biscuits in there. We'll use my rubbishy old biscuit jointer. I've had this for years, but it's a bit knackered. I think the adjuster's knackered, so I can't move it up and down. I think it's stuck. So I think I can only have it where it's set there. But it still does the job. So what I'm going to do is put 3 of these biscuits, just like that. That'll do. So let's just mark on here where where we're going to put them. So if you don't already know, biscuit jointer, all it does, this plunges in, cuts a bit of a slot inside of there, and then the biscuits just get glued into the slot, and it helps line the boards up and gives a little bit of strength. So they go into there, get glued in there. But as you can see, like I said, because this is stuck, usually you would adjust the height until you get to the middle. But because that is stuck, it's just stuck at that level. But it'll be okay. Biscuit jointers and using biscuits is getting a bit old hat now, because domino jointers have taken over. People seem to like them better. So that's it. We're going to glue them biscuits in there. Get a nice layer of glue on there. And glue in here. And then we're going to clamp them up. And then wipe the glue off and let them dry. So at the weekend, my wife and I went to an antique shop and I bought this beautiful old tool chest because I love the colour and it's nice and heavy duty. I just love the look of it. So I'm going to be giving that a bit of TLC. But while we were there, we see some potato crates, and the wife wanted a potato crate and we forgot to buy it. When I went to buy this, we completely forgot about the potato crate. So since getting back, she's asked me to make a potato crate because we need it to put apples in, store some apples in. We haven't got many apples. We've got a little apple tree and the apples off it are beautiful, so we're trying to look after the apples. So I've got some bits and bobs. We're going to try and make it out of them. So we'll get that done and then just give this a bit of TLC. So I've got some rough feather edge board here. I'm going to use that for the sides, just because I've got this kicking about. So we'll cut a couple of bits off, 26 inches long. I'm not making this exact. I just did a rough drawing from the photo that I've got, just so I can roughly work out how it's constructed. So yeah, I've just decided to cut these 26 inches long, and then I'm going to cut these bits of pallet wood to length till I think that they look about right to get the rectangular shape. Right, let's make them 16 inches long. These bits that I'm going to cut now are going to be for the bottoms. We'll rip these two sides down because they don't need to be that depth. So we'll just take a bit off. All I've done is set this to take a bit off just so it looks right to no particular size. I'm going to use a nail gun, but of course you don't need a nail gun. You can just do it with hammer and nails. I've just cut some ends off, so I ripped a bit more of this feather edge to the same size, and then I've chopped this just a bit shorter than this, so the thickness of these two together at the end on there. So what I'm going to do at the minute for a start is just stick a couple of pins in on these corners just to hold it while we get some more parts ready. What I'm doing is putting the thick piece of the feather edge up to the top, so it's got a nice solid thickness at the top. Right, we need some corner supports now, so I've got to find some wood for that. Right, I've found some bits of old fence posts, and what I'm doing, I'm going to rip these down, but for a start I'm going to cut them to length. So the length I want, they're going to be sat inside there, sitting on top of one of the slats going across, and then I've got these bits that I've just chopped down, so these are exactly the same length as the end pieces, and then I've just ripped them to whatever thickness I feel and looks okay. So they're probably about 30mm, 35mm or so. I just rip the piece of wood in half, that's all. And what I need to do, these are going to fit on here, and so we need a nice gap just there for your fingers to go through. We'll clean these off before we put it together so it's comfy to grip. But yeah, we want a nice gap so we can get our hands under there when you lift them up. Next step, we'll just make sure this is squared up. So we just measure corner to corner. 7, 8, 3, till we can get them the same. We'll nail these pieces in. Actually, I think I'll stick a bit of glue on. They wouldn't put glue when they built them, you know, when they're manufactured at breakneck speed, but I'll just stick some on, just for the sake of having some on there. The nails they probably use are probably the nails that they use are probably ring shank nails or something like that, like on a pallet, that don't come apart, so they wouldn't need glue. Only putting a little bit on there just because this is feather edge that I'm using and it's slightly tapering down at the bottom, I'm just standing these vertically on these bottom slats, so I'm letting them go where they want to go when they're sat on them, and then nailing them in place. I've decided to cut another bottom slat so I can get the gaps a bit smaller because the spacings were quite big. Right, so we're going to fit these on here. I think I might put a little bit of glue on as well, again on here. Pull that nail out. Right, we'll put the two ends on and then we'll equally space them, the ones that are left. the last few things to do, we need to we're going to take a plane and just get rid of the sharp corners on here, so that this is nice to handle for lifting up. So they'll be fixed onto there, and then there's just a couple more pieces that go down there to strengthen it. So let's take the sharp edges off here. We'll do both the top and the bottom. Some glue and plenty of nails. We don't want them coming off when you're carrying it. I've actually decided I'm not going to put any more pieces in there. That's plenty strong enough. The reason being, if I put pieces there, like in the picture, then you haven't got the option of, like if that's there, of sliding your hands to different positions. So I think I like it like that. That feels really comfortable. So next thing to do, let's take it outside and see if we can make it look a bit aged with a bit of fire. It's no good. I'm going to have to use a cooking one. I'll go and fetch that. What do you reckon, Tommy? They're useless, aren't they? Oh, it's cold on my hands. It's alright, don't have to be scared. Right. We go with this. Better if remember how you. Now we should get on a bit quicker. So this, yeah, should make it age a little bit. You know, just take out the brightness of it, and not only that, it burns off any splintery bits, so there's less to take off with a bit of sandpaper. So I don't know if you can see that, so that's all bare. If we just take that over a bit, we can tone it down a bit to mix in a bit with the rest of it. So it doesn't look brand new on the end grain. Right, I'll just do this and then we'll see what it looks like. So what I've done, I've took some sandpaper, rough sandpaper, sanded over everywhere, you know, pretty quick, and taken off where it had any charring. I just took the charring off so it looks older rather than burnt. But yeah, that's okay. Got loads more apples to pick, and then they'll also have some straw around them as well, keeping them all separate. Apparently that's supposed to help store, you know, preserve them a bit, so you can just keep them a bit longer, but we shall see. But anyway, that's that job done. So yeah, I think the wife will be happy with that. So I think that's going to be it for this video. We'll take a look at the toolbox at the start of the next video, because I realise this video is getting a bit long. So yeah, the wife should be okay with that. So that's another job ticked off the list. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. It'd be great to have you follow along. So all there is to say is take care, and I'll see you next time in the workshop.